Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Do we have any reason for an executive session? Okay. So we have the minutes. Everybody had a copy of the minutes. Do we have any comments, corrections, and changes?
Did not have any.
Yes, the motion to approve.
Move it. Second.
Second, Mayor. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, financials.
Good morning, everybody. So I made a little PowerPoint presentation and we can pop that on the screen. Everyone's got access to it.
Did you send
I
out
sent it.
the folder? So you have it?
A little end of the year order or something like that. I don't know.
So Monday, was a joint. Well, go ahead, open up your presentation.
I don't know. Did you come back, Kelly? Why did you do that?
It must be a document. Maybe it was, moved.
It was shaded and
Did yours come back that way?
I was working off of it. I think they all printed it.
Yeah.
Okay, any comments on the financials that you've got in the mail?
So you're gonna go.
If not, we'll receive them subject to audit, that's, I was going to review at the next meeting.
I can run through them quick if you want. Not a lot has changed. So your total cash and investments are almost 2 million with just over half invested in CDs. The overall fund balance decreased around 60% compared to the prior year, and that's just due to pilot administration revenue that we haven't received because obviously we deferred the Chobani revenue. The net cash flows is positive, but most of the cash flow is due to the Sofina pilot payment still sitting in there, $385,000 worth that was dispersed in January. It just wasn't dispersed in time for the financials.
Screen that.
Oh.
Sorry.
No,
Keep
good.
going. It's
It was good.
on a roll. Holy cow.
I was,
Yes,
that's
yes,
something
yes.
different, you know, instead of just saying, not with she.
Just give 1 second, we're just gonna change it to present.
You. Slideshow,
Is it, yeah?
slideshow, I'm sorry.
Like my screen.
Yeah, this is in your IGA folder, so if anybody wants to look at it later. Thank you.
Where are you going?
Oh.
Go to home.
Yes.
I'll go to view.
That one, yeah.
Cartoon.
Yep.
This wasn't part of our prep
Click.
yesterday.
Okay, there you go, Rachel.
All right, one more click. We'll get to the first slide.
There you go.
Okay, so this is pretty much what I just said, except for the last bit, so legal and contingency. So legal was obviously a little bit over with the work that was just done with all the policies and the Wolf Speed related bankruptcy services that were provided. And then the contingency expenses were over due to the $75,000 for the Fulton County Center Regional Growth Development Project, but that obviously is gonna flow back to us. Next slide. Balance sheet analysis. Again, yeah. So cash and equivalents, obviously, we're up quite a bit due to the Chobani fee. Investments were up quite a bit. 3 of the 4 CDs have been invested. I am having issues with First Source, so I might end up coming back to you guys and changing the bank because he's giving me a heck of a time. So the accounts payable is high, but that is the Sylvina pilot payment that came out in January, so that will obviously revert. And then deferred revenue, that's the Chobani. And the fund balance decreased overall, so that's due to our pilot revenue that we haven't really received. Revenue and expense variances. So pilot fees were under quite a bit. Interest income were over, and we are going to probably see a similar amount for next year, just due to the good rates we were able to secure and all the investments that we have going. Legal expenses, we just talked about, that is over budget, $14,566, and the special contingency, which we did just talk about as well. Cash flow, so we ended the year pretty good for cash flow. The Sylvina pilot payments in there, so if we get rid of that, it's around $439,000 of positive cash flow. the receiving Chobani's admin fee positively influenced our liquidity, obviously, and the capital expenditures of $7,000 or so was the team's calling implementation. So we did have a little bit of capital this year. Liquidity, so improving liquidity is enabling us to support future projects by receiving the interest income off of those CDs. Special notes, this last page is just a little bit about what projects we have closed on during the year. That's that first section, what projects we are still open on. And our pilot status, that was the Sylvina that I have to distribute, what has been distributed in January. So any questions on any of this?
So I think if you can go back to that. So I think it's important just to note the ones that aren't showing closed. I think we will hit very early in the first quarter, the AIS closing selling the building from Cardinal Griffiths to AIS. The Pro Trade Garage, it's not a lot, but that will close as well as the B240.
A little bit better than our normal reading off the sheet. Hope everybody enjoyed it. It was great. Thank you.
Like the new presentation.
Yeah,
So
well, good. We'll continue with it then. Worth the effort.
work going forward.
It's interesting.
Okay, the next item on our agenda is to consider a secret resolution relating to the Hager Road 2 LLC facility. City of Rome Planning Board acted as lead agency for the environmental review of the agency. Is planning on concurring with the findings of the lead agency. Any comments? That was in your packet. If not, we have a motion to approve the adoption of the City of Rome's findings. Moved by Erica, second by Kristen. Discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
I,
Opposed? Abstentions? Carried. Steve, by the way, I think is on his boat somewhere down in the Caribbean.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah, hopefully he's safe. Okay, number 5 on the agenda, consider an inducement resolution relating to the Hanger Road 2 LLC facility, granting preliminary approval for financial assistance in the form of sales tax exemptions valued at $645,730 and mortgage recording tax exemptions valued at $206,187, which financial assistance is consistent with the agency's uniform tax exemption policy, making the finding that the project is reasonably necessary to discourage a project occupant from removing a facility to a plant outside of New York State, and to preserve a project occupant's competitive position in its industry. And third, authorizing agency to conduct a public hearing. The motion to approve the resolution.
motion.
Motion by James, the second. I'll second it. Any discussions?
Happy to provide any background on this in case, if there's any questions from the packet.
I'm good.
All good.
Okay, if there are no comments, I guess the agency will set the public hearing date.
Everyone's gonna attend.
What's that?
Everyone's gonna attend the
Yeah.
public hearing too.
And the goal will be to have this ready for a final authorizing resolution next
For the
week.
next meeting. Okay, we'll have a vote. All in favor of the resolution?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried, abstentions? Okay. Number 6 on the agenda, consider a resolution relating to the Griffiths Local Development Corporation Building 770-774 facility, consenting to a sublease and license to CUBRC Inc. of all of Building 770 and a portion of Building 774, and authorizing the formal execution of related documents subject to council review and approval.
So this is just a move from the building across the street, down the street. They're getting into a space that meets their needs a little bit better and will allow for more optimal utilization of the building, old GI building across the street. So they're not leaving the park, they're just moving in there. Yep.
So this is all of us doing our part to have daycare. So that move is tied to allowing us to have all the space in what was the former Griffiths Institute to create 85 daycare slots. So we might also modify this a little from a pilot perspective, just so that, it's, the LDC did their part at lowering the rental on the childcare spot. Edge, from just carrying this forward and doing some financing. And it's, it's a great demand at the park.
Does that max it out? Or will there still be room for expansion in that now that they've moved to the bigger space? Is 85 the most kids or will they be able?
So they're looking at it. So 85 is keeping it all on the first floor.
Okay,
There is an elevator, but it then raises how, if you have you have to have a second evacuation, and a lot of times they just pop the windows.
Yeah.
But there's always ways to do it, especially if, that demand, and the demand is just gonna grow.
Yeah.
The Air Force Research Lab, DFAS, NEADS did a study that, we're not even scratching the surface.
that's great. That's great.
Yeah. My fear is those slots are gonna be filled before we
Yeah,
even,
that's what I was wondering
start
about. If it
construction.
could have more.
and the great news, it's gonna be infant care too, and.
Thanks, Shauna. My son's gonna be a toddler.
I know, it's gonna be a long day, the project. You'll have an infant soon, so not that they're gonna go on daycare, but. It's 25
Are
years
we get
later.
one of these in New Hartford? Are you guys working on that
We
too?
could do that.
Oh, bye.
Yeah, this first one goes.
Yeah.
Oof.
But I just
And
want
IDA
to lay it out that I keep using the term, everybody's doing their part on this.
Yeah, great
Yeah.
project.
IDAs have been encouraged by the state to be involved in these projects, heavily encouraged by the state. So whenever we can do something that the state wants, that's a good thing.
Good thing for everybody, I think, of it.
Story.
Well, I'll move this if we're taking a vote.
Happily.
Second.
Do we have a motion or didn't we?
Fair. And James.
Any further comments, questions? Not? All in favor of the resolution, say aye.
I
Opposed? Abstentions? Carried. Right, number 7, consider a resolution relating to Griffiths Local Development Corporation Parcel 3A, F3A facility, consenting to a license to Micron Construction Company, Inc. as the general contractor for the Shavani project, grant access for heavy construction vehicles over parcel 3A, and authorizing form and execution of related document.
Move that.
Move from Kristen, is there a second? Second from Jim. Any comments or questions? This project is taking over the park almost. I mean, everybody in town, everybody's wondering where all these trucks and where all this traffic's gonna go.
Oh, wonder, there's a traffic study.
Everybody over here. Are you doing
Answer
traffic?
coming. Yeah.
It's in the secret. It's in the secret. We already approved.
The second concern is the Chestnut Black River Boulevard corner. What happens to that one?
A study for that too.
You know.
We do.
This has all been, it was,
I mean, it's already bad and I don't know what's gonna happen. Then we have another potential employment increase too. So I don't know what's gonna happen.
it's all good.
We're gonna hire more people.
Yeah, city roads.
It's all good problems to have.
And we have to put them in housing somewhere.
Yeah, all good problems that.
All right, if there's no further comments or questions, all in favor of resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Carried. Do we have anything else to come up for the meeting?
Just as an FYI,
What's an FYI?
For your information, the housing study, or sorry, the housing policy, we are.
Our housing policy.
Yes, we are moving forward, had a good conversation with the Department of Planning, got some good feedback on our initial draft and some good items for consideration among the board to include in the policy. So hopefully in February, we'll be able to bring at least portions of that policy up for conversation. So
Yeah,
we'll
we're
have
gonna,
something to share soon.
we're gonna need a good housing policy, I think.
I think what's important with it is to be sure it's not as complicated.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
that's what we're running into with the rental side, and I think it's just, if we could be just blatantly clear of what we're gonna help,
Pretty
how we're
clear.
gonna do it, it's, yeah, and I saw the draft, so it
Yeah.
was,
Want to help pretty much everything.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, yeah.
I think historic problems of development in this area is that large developers are willing to commit a lot of dollars without an assurance they got somebody to put in them, and. So
Well, someone to put in them is not a problem.
You know,
Whether they can afford it is the problem. And whether the developer can afford to make money, make it financially feasible to build them and start at a rate that's gonna assure they're filled is
And the
the
timing of it also
timing's always,
always a problem.
that's a different thing altogether. That one might be above our pay grade on the timing, but yeah.
Well, what do they say? If you have it, they'll come.
Build it, if you build it, they will come. Actually, this line is if you build it, he will come. Yeah, right, right?
heard that one before.
So Field of Dreams, it's just one,
I-
the greatest ones, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously. For men everywhere.
Julie's, what's that movie?
Yeah.
Actually,
knows the line, Graham.
You know that.
Totally.
Terrence fan.
Okay, if there's nothing further to come before the meeting, a motion to adjourn to the LDC meeting.
Move it.
Moved from Kristen, seconded by Eric. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Okay.
Soon as you can help, right?
We'll open the Local Development Corporation meeting. We have a forum. Everybody got items in their packet? We have a need for an executive session?
No.
No executive session? All right, you've had the minutes of the previous. October, sorry. Any comments, corrections, changes?
Down here.
Not, motion to approve.
Move it.
Okay, moved and seconded, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Carried. Financial,
So last time the financials were presented were in October, and not a lot has happened since October, except for paying legal bills and policy bills, so it's not very exciting, except for the deposit received by the IDA that funded the Bolton County Workforce Project, so that flowed through in December, so that's really the only thing that you're seeing changing your financials for this month.
any question? Comment? Are we, from our investment side of this money, are we on tune on that?
Yeah, so we're still gonna, cash the CD out in March if we don't secure a bond beforehand, which I believe we will, so.
Okay. All right, we'll receive if there are no comments and questions, we'll receive the financials as presented, subject to audit. Okay. The first item on the agenda is to consider a secret resolution relating to the Hamilton College facility. The LDC, the Local Development Corporation, is acting as lead agency and determine the project as a type 2 action. We need a resolution to adopt that action. We have a motion.
Move it.
Second, Kristen, second from Jay. Any discussion? I think historically, we've done at least 3 Hamilton College financial.
So this might be our
Fourth
fourth or
fourth
fifth.
one.
Yeah, they've been very, very, very good about it, and Banshin and King has been very helpful with working with them as well.
Well, it's
Yeah.
nice because they have the option to go to the dormitory authority. to get
And they
financing.
just for the new board members, Hamilton pretty much did go to the dormitory authority for years until we sat down and met with them and told them how much better it would be to come through us. So, and they've been pretty much doing that ever since.
Nice, very nice.
Did we get the resolution?
We have a first and a second. We need to.
Okay. Any comments, questions? If not, all in favor of the resolution?
I,
Aye, opposed? The 5, consider an inducement resolution relating to the Hamilton College facilities, providing preliminary approval for financial assistance in the form of tax exempt bond and or lease financing transaction. And the principal amount not to exceed $19 million in order to finance a comprehensive building systems renovation and energy enhancement project to improve efficiency, sustainability, and long-term reliability of Burke Library and authorizing the LDC to conduct a public hearing. Any questions, comments? We have a motion to approve the resolution?
Motion.
Motion from James, second from Erica. And if there are no questions or comments, we have a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Nobody went to Hamilton College? No. All you did say aye. I mean, we did that. All right. Thank you.
I just have one question. Linda or Matt, do you know when you think that it will close?
Yes, the current plan is to try to fast track it. If all goes as planned, it could close by the end of February.
Okay. So we'll get the public hearing scheduled and be prepared. I think one thing I'll offer from the LDC perspective, if there's a timing concern and our meeting needs to shift, we're always open to working closely with
For the minutes.
the college and
That's not.
Wonderful. Yeah, I think the current plan would be to, we'll coordinate a public hearing with you folks. Hopefully that'll occur around February 10th.
It's just a mistake.
And then your regularly scheduled February 20 meeting for a final authorizing resolution should work based on the financing schedule and how they're trying to structure this particular deal.
Okay, thank you.
We'll let you know otherwise, but thank you so much.
Yeah.
Anything else to come before the LDC?
That's all we have, Dave.
Okay, if not, we can motion to adjourn. Motion by Erica, seconded by James, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Gotta be a record.
wow.
Wow. Record time.
Oh, that.